Hello, it is Wednesday the 17th. Anyway, I have no life. I've got about 25 home movies from people that I have never met, people all over the United States. I noticed the last ones look like they came from New York, so maybe there's some interesting content. There's weddings and graduation from probably between 1940 to 1960 stuff. I know there are people that have said that even though my idea seems like somewhat of an original one, they said, you know what, I am so bored with my own life, I don't even want to watch my own home movies. This was from an older gentleman that I talked to at the thrift store yesterday. That's another whole story. But he said, he goes, I'll be honest with you, I don't even keep up with what my own kids are doing. Are you sure you want to do this? Invest the time and money into doing something like this, because he goes, no offense, I don't know how many people are interested in watching other people's home movies. Well, I mean, there's a lot of voyeurs out there. Don't ask me how I know that, by the way, but I do. I believe there are people that would take an interest in watching somebody else's movies, and think of it as educational, 40s, 50s, and 60s. I will bet if there's a wedding there, for you feminists out there, I bet that the wedding vows have honor and obey to the woman, to the man. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see if they say that back then. I bet they do. Uh, I think they made it optional. What about 1980 something? Depending on if you were religious or not. And then by 90s, 2000s, I doubt they even ask you that anymore. In fact, they sometimes just ask you what vows you'd like to say. When Jim and I got married in 2020, of course, it was a courthouse in the middle of all that COVID stuff. They just, Jim just reminisced on how we met way back in high school. And we went into a little bit of that and just talked like openly. We had nothing prepared at all. In fact, I think he was still drunk from the night before. In fact, I'm sure he was. But she was polite enough not to say anything. She just didn't know if he was just half crazy or what. No, people don't assume. So anyway, he probably still doesn't know if we're actually married. I wouldn't be surprised. But, well, his memory's not 100%. But, no, I don't know if these movies are good, if this idea is going to go over great or not. But Legacy Box, who I know must be listening in, because I swear, I got my first box made with them, which I haven't gotten back yet, and that'll be my movies with my family. Many of them I'm not in because they were before my time, but I haven't gotten those yet. But I keep talking out loud. Hey, you guys, this is not tinfoil hat reasoning. This is true. If you have an Alexa, desktop computer, even your phone, if you want to compare prices on something, it'll make it easy for you. I'm not imagining this. Just talk about, or even do one single search with Google on what you want to buy, and all of a sudden you'll find it on Facebook, and the ads will start following you, and your emails will light up with all kinds of offers. So I'm now finding out that there is a lot of competition out there from Legacy Box, but they are the most aggressive, the most expensive too. But anyway, I'm going to try it out. I mean, it's not etched in stone, right? Okay, I've invested in about, like I said, 25 movies from different people I don't even know all over the United States. I will put the content out there eventually when I have it, and hopefully some of it is good and interesting. You guys have probably at least been to some wedding receptions and stuff, in the after party, graduation party. It could be fantastic content. And I'm thinking that things were very different. In the 70s, 80s, things were very different than they are today. for some people it'll be like memories, and for other people it'd be like, oh God, you lived through that, you poor thing. I might even be thinking that through some of the stuff, like, oh my God, they were like that. Um, Men were allowed to be a lot more chauvinistic than you guys even realize, for you younger people. Yeah, they could get by with a whole lot of stuff that is really unheard of today, but it's a whole nother story. I am going to make some chicken wings today if I can find this Buffalo Wild Wing sauce that I like. I know I can probably find it on the internet. I can get it today. I went to my favorite thrift store yesterday. I know this sounds like no life. It could have been a no life scenario, but there was a knockdown, drag out fight up there. Actually, it was just one woman after this cashier, and the woman, from what I could get, and this one was screaming. She was screaming like somebody freaking stabbed her or something. I'm not YouTube. Please don't get mad at me. I'm not like really saying anything mean. But this woman was screaming like she was in physical pain at the cashier, saying, "You saw me coming. You picked me out." Truthfully, it was wall-to-wall people in there. I'm sure that the cashier, if she had not met her before, and this was not somebody she was fighting with in her personal life, there's no way that woman saw her coming and picked her out. They won't let you buy something if it doesn't have a price tag. Everything was 50% off. What is there to fight about? People are so nice in there. They come up, people you don't even know come up and say, "Oh, I see that you found that. Did you get a good deal on it? Here's what I found." They'll compare notes with you. It's a very fun, upbeat experience where people interact even with other people in the store. I've had people help me shop that I don't even know. I make those big flower arrangements. I had a woman say, "There's something back over there that you're probably missing that you haven't seen. It's 50% off and it'd go really good with what you have." It's that kind of atmosphere. That's why I cannot understand this kind of screaming like you're in pain. But, and she also took, at one point, what she had in her cart. She wasn't done checking out, and it was glassed up, and she threw it all down on the ground. And I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and, I said, well, I felt like I should have stood in solidarity with the chick and threw my stuff out on the ground, too, just to, I don't know what she was hollering about, but if you're in that much pain, you must have a good, solid reason. But I said, no, I've been looking for that Platinum Elite crock pot. It goes on eBay for $179, but I want to make some chicken wings from the Buffalo Wild Wings in there. I've been thinking about that for a long time. So I'm going to do that. So I didn't throw it out on the ground, and I'm not really standing in solidarity. Yeah, that chick was nuts. It's her problem. And it was weird. We all stood back and waited for her to leave. Now, I don't know if it was mental illness or drugs or what. Maybe she had a good solid reason for screaming like, but we all stood back and let her leave by herself. I don't know, maybe she was in pain. Maybe we weren't so nice not to be involved. But anymore, it's kind of like it's your own mess if you're that angry. But nobody left until she was out of the parking lot. It was seriously, it wasn't just a little raising your voice. It was something frightening. But anyway, enough about that topic. If you guys know of a competitor to Legacy Box, these are the old reel-to-reel movies. The best deal I have found is $9 a piece, and that offers kind of right across the board. To have them made into some kind of a disc to put in the computer. I'm also concerned, and if anyone knows on how to record all of this to put it on YouTube, if you could help me with that, I'd be really happy. My information is always in the description, so if you know anything about that, drop me a line. And thank you for stopping in.